So hi, hello. For anyone who doesn't know, my name is Vanessa and I make YouTube videos, as you can see. A little lesser known fact about me is that I really like tea. Well, I probably haven't been into tea long enough for my opinions to matter or even make sense, but I've still decided to dedicate a portion of my island to the construction of a brand new tea house. Actually, before I talk about the one tea that I think especially inspired me to do this, I should probably give you the little bits of tea history that I have. So yeah, it all started when I was really young and visited London, England. I went to London Eye, I went to Harrods and bought a Bear of the Year, and most importantly, went to high tea. Biscuits, scones, tea, oh my! Granted, I don't exactly remember what I ate, but from what I've been told, just everything from Britain tasted better than where I live, aka not Britain. The biscuits and scones were flaky but not too dry, soft but not too squishy, and the tea, oh my gosh, it was apparently nothing but wonders. Basically, take the tea that you normally drink and multiply its greatness by 10 times. I'm sure that's enough. And if you aren't a tea drinker, this would for sure convert you into one. And for you to gauge just what this restaurant is, I do remember that the washroom had these paper towels that was literally the same thing as my paid fabric towels. So you can imagine how rich and luxurious this place was. Anyways, that was basically my first taste of tea. It's a very, very good one too. Then sadly, for the next 4 something years, I didn't drink any tea. It was because that whole caffeine stunts your growth thing. But, I mean, tea probably doesn't have enough caffeine to do anything to your body, because it doesn't even keep me awake, but it's in the past. So then my story picks back up around 2 years ago, I think. My dad started to give me cups of red rose orange pico in the morning. And the tea's basic, but it's still good. At the time, I would fill a cup 2/3 of the way full with tea, 1/3 of milk, and take a spoon of raw honey. And if you're wondering why honey, at the time we didn't have sugar around and it was in a heavy jar in the back of the cabinet, so this was just easier to get at. But now that I've also drank my fair share of tea and actually cared about it, I think it's because not only is it natural, but honey has like a nutritional value to it. It being antibacterial and all, why people have a spoon of honey when they're sick. Nonetheless though, it imparts this honey taste, whereas sugar is just like sugar. And also, yes, I'm not that tea internet uncultured. I know that there's this thing going around where apparently putting honey in your tea is toxic. But like, I'm still alive! From then, my tea addiction slowly began to grow. I started drinking more traditional teas, like Twinings Earl Grey, these random Chinese brand green teas, and Tazo Awake English Breakfast. They're still closely linked traditional teas, but I don't know. I would go on like these 2-week purges of drinking daily, and then these 2-week spans of just not drinking at all. As you can guess, the only really concrete pattern of this was that, like I said, these are all traditional black teas. Here and there I tried other teas, but I didn't like the spicy taste of cinnamon nor the dainty tastes of flowers. I just thought that tea was only this sweet and bitter, and it had to make you feel full, like the drink version of a comfort food. Now in hindsight, was having that mentality a bad idea? Yeah, 100%, because now every time I was introduced to a new tea, I was just biased. But at the end of the day, I was still happy with what I had. Anyways, so fast forward to a couple of months ago, where my city began our COVID reopening again. I decided to leave my happy little space of sitting under the covers and watching anime to brave the big wide world. I would finally visit this tea house that had opened up right before COVID with my mom. What's a tea house, might you ask? Well, it's a house that serves tea, and also bakes scones in-house, makes mini sandwiches, and offers the best jam you'll ever taste. Oh, and tangent time. Their milk was also perfect. Like, it was light, and it was smooth, and also tasty, and this was all even when I was by itself. And contrary to popular belief, milk is really good, okay? I get it that when you were 5, you had a run-in with a non-refrigerated Tim Hortons chunky milk-to-go bottle that you say have just scarred you forever. But no, just stop. Last time I checked, you weren't lactose intolerant, so like quit complaining. And even lactose intolerant people drink milk. Probably modified, yes, but like, come on, just tolerate it. And then, although it might not sound like it, I'm still not like a huge milk stan or anything. I don't know, please just don't label me that. In my eyes, milk was fine before. Just when I broke my leg a couple years ago, I was forced to drink it every day for 2 years. So it just sort of snuck its way into my life and it stayed there. So back to our hashtag super calming and chill conversation. This place was eye-opening. I had ordered a tower of various pastries, and in the package you could choose a pot of loose-leaf tea from their tea catalog. I saw, and I quote, "a signature blend, Prince Harry and Meghan's royal wedding blend." I jumped on it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to taste the same tea that was served at one of the most monumental British events in history? Heck yes! So the easiest way I can summarize this tea is that it's a cross between a black tea and a floral tea. But when I first tried it, I didn't know that. So I was deceived by its overpowering black tea appearance, and when I first sipped it, I wasn't a huge fan because it tasted different than what I was expecting it to. But then I tried it again and again, and it did in fact taste different. I wasn't going crazy. But it was a good different. It was comforting and rich and warm, and it was smooth, but it was also aromatic and earthy and fine. For my quick research of this video, using the online description, just imagine being transported to the heart of the South as you watch the lush flower buds slowly bloom into anew, while the sun lays its final golden gaze of the day across your velvet and lacy, high-arched window drapes. That's like the best way I can put it. Oh, and the actual leaves are pretty too. From that day on, I vowed to be more open-minded when it comes to trying new things, especially tea that I've disliked in the past. For example, I'm now drinking chai. Then, around a couple of weeks ago, when I was hit up by my aunt saying that she had a 50% off code for all David's Tea products, I knew this was my chance to strike. I would say David's Tea has one of the most alternative tea flavors. Like, there's stuff that you won't get anywhere else, and I can guarantee that. So, I ended up getting a cream of Earl Grey, because why not? It's supposed to be that same traditional tea, but mixed with floral. Actually, as I'm recording this, I'm drinking it, and like 10 out of 10, best tea ever. No, maybe not best tea, but very good tea. Then I got both bagged and loose leaf traditional tea, because at the end of the day, my roots are still going to be with black and green tea. And also my plan is that when I go back to school, I'm gonna go with tea in like the morning because I have to wake up at 6 and stuff. I'm just gonna be like that girl. I'm gonna have my life figured out. It's gonna be romanticized and going to be perfect, and oh my gosh, yes, if she's drinking tea in the morning at school, what a queen. Anyways. Also, loose leaf silk dragon jasmine green tea. That was a mouthful, but that was for my mom. And I got the Moon and Stars relaxation kit. What's a Moon and Stars relaxation kit, you ask? A satin sleep mask with the words Sleeping Beauty embroidered on it. One of the prettiest bubble cups I've ever seen. You know that super popular Sakura Bear Paw Starbucks cup? You know how like the drink almost looks like it's floating inside? Well, this one didn't have a paw cut out, but it did have moon and stars and sparkles on the side, so the bubble still makes sense because it looks like the tea's floating, and I mean, in the sky, stuff more or less floats. And then for the tea, there was a fruity infusion of Tulsi Tranquility, the minty and citrus herbal of Mother's Little Helper, and the caramel and coconut herbal of Valerian Nights. These are all top tier teas, not my favorites, but like they're really, really good for changing it up. Because they're all exquisite. I'm not like talking about really rich or fancy type of exquisite, but like winding down after a long accomplished day type of exquisite. Like I said, ever since this kit and just past events in general, I've been much more open to new flavors. Which, by the way, if there's any tea drinkers out there watching this video, feel free to leave me some of your favorite teas in the comments down below. I'm interested in literally anything and everything. At the end of the day, I still like black tea the most. I'll pick it over anything else, it's my go-to, and it has all of my heart. But it's still really refreshing to have something new. Not because it makes me cherish the best even more, but it feels like I'm a new person. I don't know, tea has just been such a huge part of my life. It sounds like, from what I've said in this video, it sounds unimportant, but it's just something part of my daily routine, and it just becomes so essential to who I am because I'm also very habits driven. So I just feel like I'm a different person when I try new teas or have something other than black teas. It's so foreign to me that it's almost an escape.